Hey there, it's Amber over at leftwithasmile.com. Just sharing another quick story with you that I hope you will find inspiring. Just a quick intro. This week I was studying my scriptures and preparing for a blog post, and all these great ideas started coming to my mind. And I thought, oh, this is going to be great for other people. I'm sure it will bless their lives. And then I realized, oh, wait, this message is for me. Don't you love it when that happens? But it's still good stuff. So I want to share a bit of it with you. I was just pondering about the concept that when the Lord asks us to do something, He prepares a way for us, right? It's pretty basic, but how often do we truly believe that? Are we prompted to do something and do we start to doubt? And if we start to doubt, do we stop seeking promptings, or do we give up on it thinking, oh, maybe he didn't really want me to do that? And when we do that, we lose out on this path that was already prepared for us. And we start to try and build a whole new path that, where we have to do the work ourselves instead of this path that has already been cleared. I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? And we need to be willing to trust the Lord that His path is the right one. And we'll never come across what He's prepared if we don't just start walking in that direction and try it out. And I'm not going to tell you why I felt like this message was for me. I'm not brave enough to yet, but there's definitely been something I've been avoiding because it's hard. And I've been trying to use all these explanations as to why I'm really not supposed to do it. But I do want to share an experience I had that helped me understand this concept and know that it was really true, that when the Lord commands something, He prepares a way for you. And I learned it when I was a bit younger. It was in the summer of my, right before my 9th grade year. And I had made some important changes in my 8th grade year. It was a pivotal time for me in choosing what path I was going to take in life. And I had made some bad decisions, and I was starting to make some better decisions. And I was praying more and asking God to lead me to that better path. And over the summer, I realized there was something really hard that I was going to have to do. I had only been in that school for 2 years, and I only had one friend in those 2 years. And I knew that I could not be friends with her anymore. She was making some really bad choices, and her influence was not a good one. And I had that time to realize that over the summer. But what was I going to do on that first day of school when I saw her again and when I didn't have any other friends to hang out with? And so I did the only thing I knew how, and I started to pray and just ask Heavenly Father for help and to, I don't know, just help me find a new friend. I was really nervous about what would I say when I ran into my old friend as well. But I prayed my little heart out the day before my freshman year, and the first morning of school, we all had to meet in this big assembly in the gym. And I know I looked terrified because some upperclassmen walked by me and they were like, oh my gosh, look at the terrified, cute little freshman. So that didn't help my confidence. But I walked in the gym and there was my friend up in the bleachers calling to me, asking me to come sit with her. And I smiled and waved, but I don't know what went through her head when she saw me just keep on walking. And I tried scanning the bleachers to see if there was anyone that I knew that I felt comfortable sitting next to, and I ended up just sitting by myself. Made it through the assembly, went to first period, didn't know anyone really well, went to second period and third period, But by third period, I realized that there was this girl that all I knew is that she smiled a lot. And she had been in all three of my classes. And she noticed that too. And we started to talk just a little bit. Went on to fourth period, and there she was again. And not only was she there, but I hadn't had a single class with my old friend. I hadn't even run into her in the hallways yet. And that surprised me. And so this sweet girl invited me to eat lunch with her. And we pulled out each other's schedules because we're like, wow, we have had 4 classes together in a row. What's the rest of our schedule like? And we realized that we had the exact same schedule. And at lunch, I also learned that she was bummed that she got a locker out in the middle of nowhere. And I was surprised that I actually got a locker in a great location that you usually only got if you were an upperclassman. And by the end of the day, I invited her to share a locker with me. And I mean, the rest is history. We became best of friends. So not only did I find a new friend, but I didn't even have to face my old friend. She didn't have a single class with me. I didn't even run into her at all in the hallways. And I wasn't at a super huge school, so I was surprised. But I shouldn't have been, because that was the Lord, absolutely without question, preparing the way for me to doing something that was so important. And this sweet girl, she and I are friends to this day. She was in my wedding, and I will never forget that experience, because it proved to me that when the Lord asked me to do something, He's already got it figured out. And so if there's something that's really hard that the Lord has asked you to do, or you're afraid to do, have confidence in knowing that He's already set things in motion, that it's going to happen exactly the way it's supposed to. It might not be easy, but it's going to happen the way it's supposed to. Just trust in that. I need to trust in that. So we'll talk to you again next week. Have an awesome week.